Is there anything else I want to say about this practice? Hello, you gorgeous and sexy soul. Welcome to Practice Intimacy. This is the place to be to learn all about love, sex, and how to have the best relationships you possibly can. My name is Jamie Lynn. I'm a marriage and family therapist, and I got lost just now. What was I saying? And I want to share a practice with you. This is a new practice for me. I just started doing it within the last maybe 2 weeks. And it comes from a book that I read that I loved. I loved it so much. It's called The Gift by Edith Eger. If you have not read this book, read it, please. There are some really, really challenging, such painful stories in it. And so be prepared to hear some horrible things that happen to people in this world. Be prepared for that. And read it. It is so good. So this practice comes from her book. And I've done this practice before where I'm just going to tell you the practice and then we'll start talking about it. It's looking yourself in the eyes in the mirror, holding eye contact and saying, so for me, I would say my first name, I love you, Jamie Lynn. I will never leave you. I will always love you. Nothing is ever going to change that. And my wording shifts a little bit every day, but for me, the most consistent words that I use are, I love you, I will never leave you. Because I have a lot of abandonment fear, and those are just words that are particularly powerful for me. And so, find your words. But what I love about this practice is it's doing a handful of things. First, you are pairing your face. When you're looking at yourself in the eyes, you are pairing your face with loving kindness and an outward expression of valuing. And it might be hard at first. It might be hard to say the words. It might even be hard to look at yourself. The very, very first time I did this exact practice, I cried. And it was sweet tears, but it still made me cry. And every once in a while it still does. I tear up. And I've done similar practices where you look yourself in the eyes in the mirror and you either just smile at yourself or you say, I love you. I've done these practices before, but I've never stayed in it. And what I've done more recently out of reading this book is I set a timer for myself. I will set a timer for 1 minute. I will look myself in the eyes in the mirror and just keep telling myself things that I love about me. And so it might be, sometimes I put my hands on my heart too. I almost always do that. Sometimes I put my hands on my face. It just depends. But looking in the eyes, and for a minute, I might just repeat the same thing. I love you. I love you, Jamie Lynn. I will never leave you. I will always love you. Or I might shift it up a little bit and it sounds more like this. I love you. I would still be making eye contact the whole time I'm thinking right now, but in my practice, I make eye contact the whole time. I love you. I love how excitable you are. I love how enthusiastic you are about sex and love. I love the way that you unapologetically share about a topic that you're really passionate about. I love that you are willing to do deep, painful work in order to become a better partner, a better person, a better therapist. I love that you've committed your life to helping people as much as you can and to really highest consciousness. I love that you are committed to love and helping people experience their value. And I just go for a minute, saying whatever comes to me. It is a hard practice, I will not lie. When you first start doing this, especially if you're a person who has a history of trauma, a history of devaluing, it's going to be hard. You might make faces at yourself. You might struggle to find loving words. It honestly might be really hard just to look at yourself in the mirror. And if that's the case, be gentle, be consistent, but slow. Like, listen to your nervous system. Don't rush this process, and really be present. What we can do if it's a hard practice is dissociate a little bit and just do the activity but not actually feel it. And that defeats the purpose. You really want to feel what you're saying. You really want to try and hold love inside. And if it helps you, if this practice is so hard and you need a little assistance, look at yourself in the face and talk to yourself like you would talk to a best friend. You could even record something that you make for a best friend or maybe your child, like record you saying the words that you would want to tell them about, I love you unconditionally, I will never leave you. You can be imperfect and I am still here. Make that recording thinking about your friend or little one, your dog, like whoever you can easily love. And then play the recording and look at yourself in the mirror and try and direct that at you. And having that little bit of scaffolding might help, where you use another, like an innocent being who you easily love, and bring that feeling towards yourself. Is there anything else I want to say about this practice? Keep doing it. Even if it's hard, keep trying, keep going. You are lovable. I don't know anyone in the world who is not deserving of some love. I know some people in the world who are not good people. I'm thinking about, like, I don't know them directly, but I'm thinking about people whose brains are actually different and they are incapable of compassion. They are incapable of being kind to others. And they should spend the rest of their life separated from the rest of us. They are very few. This is a tiny percentage of the population that is incapable of feeling empathy and love towards others. But even they deserve some love. Like, oh God, you're never going to be able to experience what it's like to connect. And maybe that's more compassion than love, but they feel kind of intertwined to me. And so even monsters are deserving of some compassion. And if you are here watching this channel all about becoming a better person so that you can love yourself more and love your partners more, then I know that you are not a monster. You're not. You are absolutely lovable. You are absolutely worthy. And so start telling yourself that. Yeah, you're imperfect too. That's part of being human. Everyone's imperfect. You can love yourself always. Imperfections and all. That is true love. That is unconditional love. It is the thing that we are all actually searching for. And we mess it up because we're human and imperfect and grew up in a society that is very shaming and hierarchical. And it's hard to be in absolute love whenever you grow up in that way. But that does not change the reality. The reality is you are absolutely worthy of love. And the best person to give it to you is yourself, because nobody else can actually convince you of this reality. Somebody could love you beautifully, and if you are unable to take it in because you think you're unlovable, then you're never going to feel lovable. It's got to start in here. It's got to start with you. And then once you know deep down to your core that you are worthy, that you are valuable, that you are lovable, then you can start experiencing true love coming in from others and giving it. It's hard to give real true love if it's not clean inside of you. Okay, dear soul, I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave me comments. I'd love to hear what you think about this practice. Go do it. Go do it right now and tell me what it's like for you. Remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.